The Regeneration Partnership is really important for West Howe. It's going to bring local people together and it's going to address the priorities that local people have come up to.
We need to shout a bit more about the successes of West Howe, get rid of West Howe as a bad area.
There is a lot of good that goes on in the estate and it's not heard of.
You know that if you need somebody around this area, there's always someone you can rely on. It's quite community spirited around here.
Has a massive community spirit, absolutely massive.
It's not as bad as what people think it is, really.
West Howe's reputation has changed over the years. It used to be considered quite a rough place, but now I believe West Howe is a good environment to bring up your kids, to live here. They've worked really hard to make West Howe a nice area.
The neighbours were all great. They all had children, they all looked after each other's children.
About 99% of people on this estate are as good as gold. 1% spoil it for the rest, but the 1% will make the headlines.
What regeneration's often about is tackling inequalities. People that live in certain areas tend to have a worse deal than people that live in other areas, and it's trying to equalise that really.
Maybe more things for young people to do.
Things like ice rinks.
Have a bigger skate park for the older children because it is quite small.
Adventure plays.
A leisure centre that is in the heart of West Howe.
Bigger shops up the road, maybe some smaller shops, sort of easier to get to.
Swimming pool.
Whereas if they've got an area that can bring a cover over it, they can then still play and be warm and dry.
I think it would be good to try and get something that the kids can do with the older people.
More clubs for the teenagers to do through the weekends.
An area where they can grow up safe and sound.
But stuff for them to do. They're bored stupid, they're standing on street corners, they're getting into trouble for it. And it's because there's not enough around here to do.
More parks for kids to go into.
I've got a baby on the way, so in 5 years' time I want to be making sure I can take my kids to the park and be safe.
Advice, support and training courses. Open up education and employment.
Like things where they can help you get back to work.
Like first aid, getting back into training, computers.
If I had the money, I'd increase employment. That could prevent crime.
And more policing on the streets.
The main issues that I'd like to improve in West Howe is to reduce crime, reduce antisocial behaviour, and therefore make the area safer for all the people that live here.
Working together, otherwise if we don't work together, it won't happen.
If we offered more and those parents took the opportunities up, then I think longer term, because it isn't going to be a quick fix, you would see a different generation of young people coming through the estate. But it's about changing that cycle, isn't it?
I got introduced to Bournemouth Youth Service from being a young parent, and then to Sure Start. They offered me training courses. I was able to get my GCSEs up together while my child was being looked after, which led into paid work.
So it needs to be longer term projects so we can actually make it work.
It's confidence, self-esteem, it's building that stuff, building positive relationships. All stems from that really.
You could have like a ladies' night where the ladies can meet and just, let go.
New housing.
And bring back more festivals and more parties in the park, more activities for families to join in.
Decent bus route.
Put a community centre in for families, teenagers, anybody that wants to use it within the area.
We need something, if we build something big enough that everybody from the community will benefit and people from outside will come and benefit.
I'd knock the library down and the Henry Brown Youth Club and build a super community centre.
Yeah.
With a social club, youth club.
Yeah. Like an adult education centre.
Open days and forums where everyone networking can put their ideas across and come up with a solution of what everyone would like.
More sports and more activities. Even if it's taking it off West Howe. A lot of the kids on this estate haven't been off West Howe.
I'd like to see an empty West Howe with lots of families and friends out doing things in the wider community, not on their estate. I'd like to see people at the beach, the New Forest, and things like that are outside of their estate.
People can say, this is a great place to live, and I think I want to stay here. I want to be part of this community because it's good to be here.